I would like to welcome my friend Osvaldo Golijov, the composer of the three songs we're going to perform this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Shmulik. Yeah, yeah.
First of all, I want to say that I'm so sorry that you're not going to come to our concerts, but the songs are so beautiful, and Gabriela sounds so beautiful that you are presented in in the greatest way.
Well, I know Gabriela singing, and it's my loss that I will not hear her because she's wonderful, wonderful. Yeah,
I played the Met Opera and you just did Aina Damar there and she sang in your production. So you
right.
guys are familiar for a long time or did you meet?
No, I only heard her the first time there doing Aina Damar, and she's great, and she's also she has such a extraordinary personality, not just her singing, her charisma, her she's a born for the stage kind of person.
Completely
Yeah.
agree. Now, can you tell us just a little bit about the songs? I have a few little questions, but if you can give us a little broad idea
Yeah,
of
well,
how they come about.
the truth is the songs um, were not conceived as a set. They just became a set. So I was thinking today before you and I spoke, like, why? To me, they sound unified, and but they were not thought of one thing. It was one song I wrote for a movie, another song for another occasion, another song for another occasion. But I think that the unifying factor was Donapsho. So in the three songs, I heard her voice, and that gives a certain unity to the set, right? So the first song, it was originally written for a film, but it's actually very interesting because you are playing Bizet, right?
Correct.
So the first song is the song in Yiddish. It's a lullaby in Yiddish that I wrote for a movie. And in the movie, the idea was that this lullaby was sung by the father of the girl who is the protagonist. Then the father dies, and she goes through life and is in the Second World War, and she hears a tenor singing the Bizet, the Pearl Fishers. Je crois entendre encore. Da, da, ya, do, da, 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 dee, da, yi, do, do. And so what I did was I said I have to write a lullaby that fits exactly with the harmonies of the Bizet. And
Wow.
at some point, I don't know if you notice that the Pearl Fishers appears in the second variation or third variation. I forget in one of the variations of the songs. So so it's interesting that now you play Bizet, another Bizet, but doesn't matter. And I love doing that. I love playing those kind of games, right? And I thought it was successful for the movie. Um, so that the second song I wrote for Dawn, and it is a song of great despair written by a Spanish poet, Rosalía de Castro, who first, she just wants to die, and first she says, I want to die, and I want you, I want your master, maybe it's the sun, maybe it's death, take me to the realms above. And then she says, no, I don't want to be above, I don't want to be below, I want to be forgotten forever. It's really, really nihilistic. And I said, I'm gonna set it in such a way that the music totally contradicts the words. So it's a total luminous C major, right? And and then I used it in the Passion for when Peter, uh, after he denies Christ, he wants to die. So it is a good, it's a tradition in the Passion to add some text there. Um, but then he doesn't die. He doesn't kill himself, but he founds the church. So the lyrics are in the present, but the music is in the future. That's the idea. And the third song is two poems by Emily Dickinson. And to tell you the truth, I don't understand them, but I love them. It's like how slow the wind, how slow the sea. Uh, I forget the third line now. The second poem is we knew love terrene, love marine. I forget, but it's just the cadence of the words were so extraordinary, and I still don't understand it or don't understand the poems, but I wanted to. I was inspired by the phrases and create the colors, the wind, the slow wind that that goes through the trees, and I don't know. Uh, it's interesting how it's okay to not understand.
Yeah. And you're bringing the colors that really go with the words, and you make the audience try to understand
I
by giving it color.
Yeah, I think there has to be a little mystery, right? I I I work with Francis Ford Coppola quite a bit,
Mm.
and he said, it's always good to have a word in the script that nobody understands, and you don't self do you don't understand, but it's good to have, and I think he's right.
Can I ask you a question, actually? As an orchestra member playing this, one of the special things about your music is the sound effects, the styles. For us as musicians, going from a very klezmer style of playing in the first
Yeah,
song, you give us directions to play more in period instrument style, like a baroque with a bow, with a vibrato and everything. How do you come up with these, and how do you
right.
cover these?
Yeah, I can tell you a few different answers to that. One, the most obvious would be that I studied with George Crumb, and I learned from him how the way in which you play, the way in which you bow, the way it's as important as the notes and the rhythms that you're playing. You can totally screw something up if
Mhm.
you put too much pressure or too little pressure. In jazz, the way you play is as important as what you play. And I want to bring that to our classical music world. It's truly, and that's what I think what brings people in or puts people off. If you just play the notes and the rhythms and you quote unquote do just the job, it's not enough, right? I mean, the music, like I love how children speak because they are telling, let's say they come back from school and they tell you a story. Oh, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then she went like, wow, So you have to put that in when you write for instrumental music. You have to switch without explanation, right? It's like a children speaking, and to me, that's very. When I hear the music, it's very hard for me to be abstract. For me, everything is like a theater of sound. Yeah.
Yeah. Always love the colors in any piece of yours that I've played.
Thank you.
So we
Thank you.
really we really enjoy this, and I'm looking forward to this. Thank you so much for your time. And
My pleasure. It's always great talking with you.
thank
And
you.
yeah,